This question actually vexed both of you a little bit. We're going to lead this off with a discussion of our own.
I'm so vexed.
If you could only play 5 games for the rest of your life, what would they be? Now, I know that's a dramatic question. It's also a personal question. Dun, dun, dun.
Immediately, I'd counter questions like, do I have an internet connection? Do I have any console that I want?
Let's say any console.
Do I have friends? No friends?
Internet connection. You can make it right now. If you thought it would plop out of thin air right in front of you, and then that's all you can get. What would those games be?
That's super easy.
Do you want to do yours first? Do you have 5?
I have 5. And so what... The 5 games I picked are actually not my favorite games of all time.
So why would you do that?
Because like the games like Metroid Prime and Super Metroid and all the Zelda games, and I've played so many times that I know them by heart. And so I picked games that I feel like are so vast that I've kind of forgotten where everything is, so I get a lot of play value out of them, or games that are truly endless, whether by design by the developer or just because of how you interface with them. And so like roguelikes and stuff would be really interesting for like a list like that, because you can go back to them. But I actually picked very, very different games from that.
Okay, let's hear your list. What do you got?
First one, Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
I know it's not even out, but that is true endless design, because if you have your friends with you, they can challenge you. Mm-hmm. You can download new levels from other people, and you can just keep on creating, and you come up with lots of new things. And I feel like it's one of those games where the levels we'll see now are going to be so different from the levels we'll see in a year, where people figure out stuff that Nintendo's designers never even thought of.
Plus, it supports all of your amiibo, and you can keep buying those in this fictitious nightmare world where games don't keep coming out.
No, you can't.
So you can't buy amiibo anymore?
No.
I'm leaving. I'm out.
So that's the first flight off this island.
So that game was a no-brainer for me. Number 2 is Rock Band. Because I feel like Rock Band is like this game you can just like you've probably all fallen out of love with music games because they take up a lot of room, they take a while to get going. Once you play one song, you're gonna love it again. It's just, first of all, listening to music is always inherently fun, right? And then just think of Rock Band with all the different instruments. You can like play each song multiple ways. You got to master them. It just takes a very long time to master. I feel like that is an ideal game to have till the end of your days, because it's going to take you a long time to get that game.
Are you allowed to play with friends in this fictitious scenario?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah. 5 games for the rest of your life.
So can they play games? Can they come back and tell
let's
you?
Let's not go too deep. You're going to get
like, yo, man, I'm playing Super Mario Galaxy 3. You don't even have that. You're not allowed to play it. I'm like, come on, let me out.
Yeah.
Let me out of this nightmare.
And again, I mean, the temptation is great to say Link to the Past, but man, I can walk through Link to the Past with my eyes closed.
Right.
So like, you're not the kind of person who can watch a movie more than once? Like,
I can.
That's what I sort of think of when I think of games like playing A Link to the Past again.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie 100 times, but I like it so much that I don't mind.
Yeah, but I'm not running a museum here, okay?
Yeah.
Like it's like have you ever read Fahrenheit 451, right? Like those games are in my brain, man. I can pass them on to the next generation of people. I don't have to play them anymore. Exactly.
Nice. Okay.
That's how it works.
And
you can burn the games, they're still in my brain.
Jose, there's like the restaurant that's your favorite restaurant in the world that you can only go to like once a year. You know, like Amazing Steakhouse or something. And there's like the pizza spot on the corner that you want to go to a couple nights a week. Like that's how I thought about this. The same way as Pear, where there's just like, I don't want something that's like the most special thing in the world to me. I want something that I can keep coming back to.
Okay.
Mostly.
So with that in mind, Minecraft has to be on that list. I actually haven't played Minecraft in like a year.
Okay.
My kids play it every day, right? And mostly with the mods turned on. But like Minecraft is, first of all, the developer supports it. Like, there's new content coming all the time, and I'm assuming the developers are still alive and doing that. So it's kind of like this. There's still this surprise after all this time when new features get added, new creatures and new ways of exploring the game. So that is one reason. Two is like when you're playing with friends, you're just gonna mess around. You're just gonna create stuff, and I feel like it's like the best endless chat room. So quickly through my other 2 picks, I'd pick Fallout 4. I know it's not out yet, so that's cheating. So I would pick.
Maker's not
so
out
I
yet.
would
That's
pick.
cheating.
No, that's not
Yeah,
cheating.
it
But
is
Fallout
cheating.
4, we don't really know if it's that good.
Mario
Whereas
Maker is cheating.
Super Mario Maker, we already played. We know that game. It's here. Hey, it's in the building.
Cheating.
All right, I'll pick Fallout 3 or Skyrim then, because I feel like I want an open world game. I could have picked Arkham Knight, but I'm basically done with that game. But Fallout 4, Fallout 3, or Skyrim are these games where you can replay them and you can just play them differently and do different things. Be a completely different character. I can be lizard dude who swims underwater, and I feel these games are so rich and there's always something new to discover. And then there's also the attraction of strange glitches in those games. Like you can figure out to do stuff and it becomes this new form of entertainment. When the item duplication glitch thing, you guys remember that in Skyrim? Like, man, I was rolling cheese wheels down the hill like for a long time, or little glass vials. It's just really fun. Finally, I'm going to pick one game that's new. That's Splatoon. I really love playing this game online, and I feel like it's one of those games that you can play casually for a couple of minutes, but you can also go really hardcore and go back in. And like likewise with Minecraft, if Nintendo keeps this up and gives us new content releases, even if you have to pay for the future stuff, that's a great game to have till the end of the day.
Which so far they're saying they're not. At least as of last interview, there's no plans for paid DLC. So we'll see.
Just like Smash Brothers, they'd never sell a character.
They never said never. They just said
in the beginning, they were all anti level releases.
Well, I mean, have you seen though? Like Sakurai has written entire columns about why they didn't want us go near that because they feel it's disingenuous and wrong to not be done with the main game. Was his argument?
Yeah.
It not be done with the main game.
Just supporting my point, and then they did it.
But supporting your point in a way that the shipping the initial game was more important than starting to plan things that are going to show up the next month. That's the larger point to be made.
Splatoon
here.
obviously is very different because you bought a game with deferred content. It was included in the price.
Was done. I'm talking more about here that was a more staged rollout.
It's an online shooter with levels and items and perks and characters. They're gonna make updates. There's just no way around it. It's like, of course.
I know. We've taken chances on bets like that before on this show, and we've been disappointed.
All right, I'll bet you a hamburger right now.
You're going to bet me a hamburger right now Splatoon will have paid DLC?
No cheese?
Well,
no cheese.
No, I'm saying it might not be paid. It might be DLC past this point.
Paid DLC. Of course there's going to be DLC past this point.
Okay. I thought you were saying no updates.
There will be other things.
Okay.
There will be variants on the Slosher and on the I don't think they've said this, but I would be willing to bet variants of the Slosher, variants of the Splatling, and probably another weapon no one has even thought about. And that's fine. I'm talking about paid DLC. Are you ready to bet your little hamburger on that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll have paid DLC.
All right, let's shake on it.
Yeah, all right. Hamburger.
Okay, hamburger it is.
Like in 30 years, he'll call me. He's like, you never give me that hamburger. I'm like, wait, they're still working on it.
I don't care for hamburger. I'm fine. All right, so should I read my list or you want to read yours?
No, you can do yours.
Okay, so my list as of right now, and I made some changes while we were talking because I thought about sort of the online value and the replayability of some of these games. And so as a result, I do have one online game on here, and it is Mario Kart 8. Love that game.
Yeah,
great.
It's a good one.
Absolutely love to play that game. It is a game that, regardless of who I'm playing with, I have a great time. I love the fan service. It is a shame because unlike Splatoon, it's still not getting content. But I think eventually with Splatoon, that's gonna run out. But absolutely adore that game. Zelda Wind Waker HD because I love exploring that world.
Yeah.
I love exploring that ocean. Yes, it's the same meal every time, but it's still a meal that ultimately I very much enjoy. I can totally play that game again and again and feel involved.
You don't think after the third time in a row you're gonna get a little bored?
No, not Wind Waker.
I haven't played it in a few years and then played Wind Waker HD, and I remember every dungeon so well. I just know what's in every quadrant on the map.
That's because the Germans have better memories than the
That's
rest of
maybe
us.
it.
that could be it. No, but seriously, to respect your point, I totally hear you on that. I'm the kind of person who, when I really like something, I don't mind being exposed to it more and more and more, and I catch something slightly different each time.
I get that, and obviously I love that game to pieces. I would love to keep that game around, of course. Yeah. But I feel like a game like Skyrim or Fallout game, you have leveling up and whatever you can go back and you can grind and do these things that will directly impact your character, and you can improve things.
Yep.
So which is something that we don't have in a Zelda game.
So my next one I just changed in real time because initially I had Miss Pac-Man there because Miss Pac-Man will forever be a game that I will never forget.
That is a great choice.
I love that game, but I replaced it with Pac-Man Championship Edition because there is much more nuance to that game. I love the scoring angle and the sort of the skill and just perfecting runs is so important in that game. Figuring out the optimal path for how to sort of gobble everything up and not get a trail of ghosts behind you, but not get affected by that.
The game is so good. If I want one modern arcade machine, it's Championship Edition.
Yeah, Championship Edition. DX is good too, but I feel like I was more impressed with the first Championship Edition than I was DX. Tetris DS is on there because I will forever be a slave to Tetris.
Yep.
Like I feel like Tetris is one of those games that even though you start from level 0 and you build your way up to level 9, you are constantly playing with the sort of the variations and the shapes that are coming at you. That game's a little easy because this is post Game Boy Tetris where you press a button to save a block for when you need it later.
Hold and stuff like that. Yeah.
But I did appreciate that even though I didn't stick around with the other flavors of Tetris that they put into Tetris DS, I really enjoyed that they tried them, and I love the 80s fan service that is all over that game. That game has more sprites running around it that we didn't see until NES Remix. Honestly, you saw a Link run by, you heard remixes of Donkey Kong music in that game. Amazing, amazing work. Last game on my list is actually a single-player game. Well, because I won't play the multiplayer part. Because I can't put Metal Gear Solid 5 because it's not out there and I don't cheat unlike some people at this table. I will put Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence because that game is filled with so many Easter eggs and the systems are so deep.
Wow, 3, really?
3 is an amazing game. It is possibly my favorite one in the series.
Wow.
Because of how deep it is. I mean,
I
this
barely
game,
played 3.
You can really,
Yeah.
you have missed out on one of the best
2.
boss fights in the history of video games. The end, the sniper, is one of the smartest ideas
think I saw that
that
one.
they have ever
Yeah.
had. The fact that you can set the clock ahead a week and he dies of old age, like that's
Wow.
insane. Like there are little Easter eggs like that all over that game. Boss fights were really good. Characters were really good. I mean, some were ridiculous. Like the pain is the dumbest thing ever. But I will say, like, as far as deep systems, you can poison a ration and toss it out for a hungry soldier, and he'll eat it and get sick. Like right there.
Oh, that's great.
Like there's things like that at play. Very emergent, like cool ideas. So that's made.
Nice,
That's a
yeah,
great
it's a
list.
really
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
list.
Thanks.
It's you're missing Super Mario Maker though.
Yeah.
It's not out yet. I feel wrong putting that. And then what would I replace? That's the question, right?
What would you get rid of it if it was out? Would you get rid of
would
something?
I put it on the list?
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I would put it on the list because I could spend hours on that.
Yeah.
thing
You
already.
should get rid of Tetris then.
No,
No,
never.
So my list is actually sort of like a combination of both of yours in some ways. I have Minecraft on there for sure. Less so much for the friendship stuff, but more because it's just like one of the most incredible single player games ever made in terms of just messing around. Like I could sit there and I could build a house and I could tear it down and then build a mansion and tear it down and then build a sky mansion and tear it down. Like it is literally endless in terms of what you can do.
You can build a computer.
Yeah,
Right? Like one that works.
And that's like I probably put 100 hours into Minecraft and I never learned how to make like the redstone switch stuff. Like once all that gets in, and if, like that would be a next part of my life. I also wanted to add to this question: in a world where I can only play 5 video games forever, I'm not playing video games much anymore.
Really?
Not really.
Well, you're too creative, I think, to be strapped down to 5 games.
Yeah,
from
I
what
would.
I know. Of
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I would get, and I would also get really frustrated because it's just like, I mean, I'd have to lose this job, I guess, because I
Yeah.
couldn't work here anymore and read.
We're taking this way too deep.
No, because video games to me is a big part of video games is watching how they progress and evolve and where they go
Yeah.
next, and the sort of cycle of excitement from a game is announced to here's the preview of it to it's out to let's talk about it months
Are you
later.
trying
So
to
how
tell me
about
this
this,
is a,
though?
wait, are you trying to tell me this was a dumb question?
No, I think it's a good question.
what
I'm just
if-
refining it.
What about if I put on my list like Desaimon, which is a shooting construction kit game that I played a lot on the Super Famicom.
Yeah.
Like I could make shooters and then I'll come over and I'll go, Brian, I've got this new shooter for you.
Right.
But the information is embargoed until next week. But I'll show it to you
You're
right now.
gonna
Would that
simulate the
satisfy
sequence?
your editorial
I mean,
brain?
Would that satisfy my job to get a bunch of people to read content at IGN.com
Yeah.
if I was only writing articles about your weird
Yeah,
Japanese Desai?
Exactly. You can say Pierre Schneider made a 2D Star Wars fighter where you're a TIE fighter.
Hey, to be
I
fair,
love
I would
this.
say your name right at the
Okay,
least.
good.
Number 2, obviously Super Mario Maker. It's not out yet, but from what we played in the office, and even if we just kept the build we had here,
Yeah.
I think there's
Which
enough.
isn't full.
Which isn't full, but I think
fine.
we would have enough there for me to find a new Mario level or two to play every single day in this horrible nightmare world where I can only play 5
So
games.
it's so good.
Yeah.
How
I
did none
love
of us put an Animal Crossing game? I'm sorry,
I'm
keep
getting
going.
there. Number 3.
I was thinking about that.
Number 3, Tetris. Probably either the NES or the Game Boy one because
Okay.
that is one of those. Every time we think of this question, it's sort of we keep thinking about these endless open world games, and I think Tetris is one of the ones where I could sit down for 5 minutes or I could sit down for 45 minutes and I could play a game of Tetris. You know, if I went in and set the settings so it was hard enough, I could be like, I only feel like playing a 5-minute game today. It's perfect for that. In the same way that you pick Splatoon, because that's something I think you could play a round or two and walk away.
Yep, exactly.
Whereas Fallout, you don't want to sit and play that game for 5 minutes.
Quickly
You'll play it
shoot
for a long time.
Jose and then get off.
You don't shoot Jose.
Number 4, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. That is the only game on the list that I would put where I know top to bottom, but it's comfort food to me. Also, the Game Boy version has a cool glitch that lets you sort of portal jump around the entire world, which completely changes the sequence breaking you can do in the game.
Is it still in the Virtual Console version?
It's not in the Virtual Console version because the Virtual Console version they ported was the Game Boy Color version where they patched that, the DX version. It's only in the original Game Boy version. It's the only version I would play on this list. So it's weird.
It's
2 games on my list.
They picked DX for that one, but when they put Donkey Kong
Donkey Kong
1990, it was the original.
And not the Super Game Boy.
Maybe
I know,
it's
I have
because of that
problems
glitch.
with that. I have
Yeah,
problems with
I have
that.
This is
problems
really
with it.
interesting. None of us picked a random, like a game, like a Mysterious Dungeon or
I
Spelunky
almost
or
put
anything
Halo.
with randomized levels.
That's
huh?
actually really that's really
Spelunky's a
smart.
good choice.
Yeah. And number 5 would be
Terraria.
Animal Crossing for GameCube. And this is kind of a cheat, and I'll explain why. Animal Crossing for GameCube is my favorite of the Animal Crossing games, despite the fact that they added connectivity and
Oh,
all
you're
this other stuff.
cheating. I know what you're
But
doing.
It's all my house.
You're cheating.
Has 25 classic NES games in it. So my 5th game is actually another 26 games.
You're
Suck it.
totally
Yeah.
cheating.
Nice work.
But that's
Man.
good. That's legal, right? That's street legal.
All right.
I thought, yeah, then you gotta get like rare games with like hidden Donkey Kong and everything. Like,
No, I don't want that.
You,
That's
you
just one
have
game.
to play Donkey Kong 64.
And I mean, I know this is a Nintendo podcast, but I've been playing Rare Replay recently.
Oh, I just
and-
bought it. I haven't played it yet.
And it's really tough going back to a lot of those old
Really?
games. Yeah, and I know there's a lot of Nintendo games on there.
I'm gonna play Perfect Dark 4-player split screen with the kids.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is it? What? Are you saying it's not gonna
I
be the
think-
same?
No, I mean, some memories are better left as memories.
And then I'm gonna
I'll
play
say that.
Time to Get Moving.
Yeah, time to get moving.